Okay, so I'm going to start this video by ringing my bell to clear the energy. Hey, beautiful ones. How you doing? All right, so I want to talk to you guys about a conversation that I just had in my Intentional Living Academy. So you guys know that the Intentional Living Academy is open. And I just did a 5-day follow-up on a challenge that some of my students had done. And we were talking about manifesting money. So the challenge was we took this 5 days and people took specific amounts of money that they wanted to manifest. So instead of just saying, I want to manifest a lot of money, they took specific amounts of money that they wanted to manifest. And every day they took a certain action that we had created for them to take to call in the money. And I love this challenge, and I do it about every 2 months or so because it's really good for people who are struggling. That, you know, a lot of times people will say, well, Fran, it seems like money's not flowing, or I have a block around money. And it may not be that you really have a block around money. It may be that you have a block around big amounts of money, right? Like some of us cannot wrap our physical minds around the ability to create and manifest big amounts of money, right? So we did this challenge on just creating a specific amount of money, right, during these 5 days. So actually it was 15 days, but there were 5 days and 5 actions, and the money should show up in your physical existence in 15 days. Now, before I talk about that, because I created a certain amount of money, but I want to talk about a client of mine who has really been struggling. I really dislike the word struggling, but she was really struggling with being worthy of money, right? Talented, the girl was mad talented. She's amazing and has an amazing business, but was not being able to call in any clients or create any clients because she has all these blocks around being unworthy about money. And so she did the challenge when I did it at the beginning of the year. And then we started doing some one-on-one work because it was really deep-seated. And sometimes you have to go deeper than just a challenge, but sometimes the challenge will start the wheels moving, and then you start to do other things, and it starts to remove those blocks. But anyway, I've been working with her for some time, and she has an amazing service that she offers, and people are wanting this service. Like, it's really hot right now. The templates and things that she designs, really hot right now. And we really had to work around why she felt unworthy of money. So I guess the first thing I want to tell you is if you feel that you don't deserve money, whether it be big or small, you're not going to get it. It's going to be a struggle to call money in. And I want to remind you that you don't have to be worthy of money. And I think that a lot of us feel that we have to be worthy of money because we're taught you got to work hard, you got to struggle. You know, only the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. You got to work and break yourself down, and then you have some money and you can't even enjoy it because you're sick. And y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go, right? So we begin to work on her blocks around money. And recently she created a service that I wanted her to create some time ago, but she had to get in the mindset to create it. And this woman has been making sale after sale after sale. $800, $900, $1,000, $2, $10, $65. I mean, she's made so much money in the last 3 months because she finally got the mindset that I deserve to make this money. And it took some work. So sometimes if you're having blocks around manifesting and creating money, it's because you don't feel worthy. That's a huge block, right? Or you have some unforgiveness around money because you had money and you wasted it. All of those are blocks, right? Okay, so I'm telling you that story to tell you this. That's what we worked on in this challenge, was each person had a chance to talk to me about what they were feeling and why they felt unworthy of the money that they wanted. At the time we started doing the challenge, I desired to attract $7,000, right? Now, here's the thing about me that I have learned. Personal money and business money are two different things, right? So I needed to attract this $7,000 for something personal. I could have went and took it out of my business, but you can't be doing that because Uncle Sam gonna come looking for you. Just a disclaimer. Anyway, so it wasn't that I did not have the $7,000 in my account. It was that I wanted this $7,000 for a specific thing that I wanted to do. I didn't want to go and take money out of the bank. I wanted to create the $7,000. So this was a perfect opportunity for me to do that with the rest of the people that were in the group, because it gave me a chance to sharpen my manifestation skills as well, which I use all the time. I manifest all kind of stuff all the time. So anyway, what I did and what I had them do was get really specific about the amount of money that they desired. You're not going to get money if you don't ask for it. You have to ask for the money that you desire. You have to be committed to that money, and you have to be committed to it coming to you. And my commitment to myself, because I made a personal commitment and I had them make a personal commitment as well, was that when I got the $7,000, of course, I was going to turn around and tithe 10 to 20% of that money back to the place where I was spiritually fed. Because let me tell you something. I know a lot of people don't like to tithe. They don't like to give, and that's okay. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. I personally am a giver. I am a big tither, and I believe in the law of circulation. I believe in being responsible with my money, but I also believe in tithing back to where I'm spiritually fed, and I believe in keeping the commitment to myself to give when I receive. So that was my thing. So everybody made their own agreement. Most of them agreed to tithe back to where they felt they were spiritually fed. Now, when you do that, that's a commitment that you make. So you're accountable for that commitment, right? I'm never going to tell anybody that God is sitting up saying, oh, well, you didn't tithe, so I'm not going to bless you. God's always going to bless you because he loves you, and that's the kind of God we serve. However, I do feel that 10% you give back is not yours anyway. So I sometimes will tithe more than that, because when I'm tithing bigger numbers, that means I'm attracting, manifesting, creating, making bigger money, right? So I'm happy to do so. So everybody made their commitment, and for 5 days we followed these simple techniques, right? We acknowledged, we accepted, we clear, canceled, and deleted, we affirmed, and we journaled. Not in that specific order, but those were the 5 steps that we followed. And for me, I had a really quick deadline on needing the $7,000, right? So I, like you guys, as much as I manifest all kind of stuff. I manifest all kind of stuff, y'all. Like, y'all remember Bewitched? Y'all probably too young for that. Anyway, I was having some doubts. Yeah, your girl has doubts. Your girl has doubts sometimes. I was having some doubts that the money was going to come by the time I desired it to come, right? So I was like, okay, God. Now, here's where I feel spiritual manifestation is so much better than I'm going to rub this genie, I'm just going to visualize it, and I'm going to think it into existence. If that works for you, great. But for me, being a spiritualist, having that relationship with God, being able to go to God and my angels and say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to do it alone because I can't do it alone. I need help. So, God, here's my deadline date. Here's what I desire. I'm going to do the work around having the faith in that, but I'm going to put the rest of this on your table. And I'm going to leave it there knowing that you're going to do it. Now, in the meantime, I'm calling in the angels of abundance. I'm calling in the goddesses of abundance. I'm calling in the light workers of abundance. I'm calling in all the heavenly staff of abundance. Everyone I can think of, everyone that I know of, I'm calling it in. And then what I did, I turned around personally and sowed a seed of $700, which would have been 10% of the $7,000. For me, I did that because it was symbolic to me having the faith and the trust that it was coming to me. Like, I know it's coming, so I'm not going to worry about it. The minute I wrote the check and I took it to my mentor, I said, here's my seed. And she goes, oh, you usually don't come until the end of the month. Blah, blah. We had this whole conversation. And I told her, I said, but this is my faith seed. I'm stepping out in faith, trusting that what I'm asking for is going to be done. I came home, had a call with my group. One of the ladies had already got a breakthrough. One of the men had got a breakthrough, and it was like double the amount that he was asking for. And we asked him, how did you do that? You know, everybody was like, how did you do that? How did that happen? How did that happen? And he said, I followed the steps, but I felt led to have a sale on my store. I have a Spotify store, whatever. He goes, and when I had a sale, it just doubled and almost tripled the amount I was asking for. But I had to take that time to sit in silence and listen for that inspired action. Okay. All right. Okay. So we get off the call. I'm like, okay. All right. I'm ready for my inspired action. What y'all want me to do? Because time is running out and I gotta, yeah. And I walked out of my office and I was just like, you know what? I'm holding on to this way too tight. Let me let this go. God, you got it. It's either this or something better. The next morning, I got up to do my work, came into my office, did my work, never turned on my computers or touched my phone until I finished doing my work, right? There was an email. A client of mine who lives out of town wanted me to come and clear her businesses. She has 5 businesses. And she was like, if you could come and stay a week, I will go ahead and give you 70% of the money now, which was way over $7,000. She says, and I'll pay you the rest after we're done, if that's okay with you. I really need to get this done, and I have a grand opening. So then I got nervous as I was typing back, right? Like, what day is your grand opening? Because I wanted to make sure the grand opening wasn't the day I was supposed to be doing the thing I needed to do. And she says, oh, it's in 3 weeks, but the sooner you can come, the better. I just sat down and sat back in my chair. And I was like, look at here. One of the biggest keys in manifestation and spiritual manifestation is you have to let it go. You cannot hold on to how it's going to happen. Listen, I have not talked to this client in almost 10 years. I did work for her 10 years ago when she opened her business. And then I did work for her son. And I haven't talked to either one of them in 10 years. My heavenly staff brought them right back around. So, what's the moral of the story? That's what y'all saying. What's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is if you cannot believe for a humongous amount of money right now, pick one specific amount that you desire. You know, the client I was telling you about earlier, she wanted $5,000 a month. And she was like, well, I don't even know if the $5,000 a month is coming. And we started adding up money and gifts that she had got that were equivalent to money. And I was like, honey, you done got way more than $5,000. She was like, oh my goodness. Pick one specific thing. Try these steps and then let it go. Give yourself a 15-day grace period. And within that 15 days, this is what you do. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you. Thank you, heavenly staff. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, the goddesses of abundance, the angels of abundance, all the light beings of abundance. I thank you for my abundance. And if you're feeling real good, go on and plant that seed. And watch how God works in your life. I'm telling you, He never fails. All right, y'all. Just had to share that with y'all. Try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this video. And I will be talking to y'all really soon. Peace be with you. Bye for now.